How you doing? I'm Josh with Wooden Essentials. Today I'm going to show you how I made an American flag. This isn't a normal wooden American flag. It has two shelves on it to hold challenge coins. It's 2 feet wide, 13 inches tall. I have a link in the description of this website that I use. All you have to do is find the stencil, put the measurements of the stencil, and it will tell you exactly how big you need to make your flag. Let me show you how I made it. Starting off with this project, I always trace out the stencil first whenever I make a flag. No real reason first, but usually the union where the stars are is always the first place I want to start. Then I take it over to the miter saw, cut it all down to size, also trimming off any factory edges on the boards. Also, I like to cut these a little bit longer than what I need to, so that way I can take it back to the table saw when it's all glued together and just square it up, make it look really nice. Then taking it over to the table saw to cut out all 13 stripes at 1 inch wide. Making sure the blade is raised just enough to cut through the wood. Also, I grabbed my square to check and make sure my blade was straight. Then comes the part that I'm pretty sure everybody hates, and that's sanding. Sand it starting with 80 grit, then go to 120, and finally 220. Hitting up both sides and every single stripe. Also the corners and the edges. Now, this is my favorite part of making any flag. The cool thing about this is you can make them as light or as dark as you want. Sometimes if people who want me to make them a flag aren't sure, what I'll do is I'll lightly torch it, send them a picture, and ask them what they think. Tell me they're darker or they like it like that. And then I go from there. But also, if I feel like one is too dark or too light, I can always see what the other side of the board looks like. Or go ahead and stain that one red. I forgot to record me staining everything, so I'm adding a stencil to my union. I use a spray adhesive and tape just for the added protection. I'll do about 3 coats of flat white spray paint, and I do 2 coats of stain. I use the barn red stain, and for the union I used a navy blue. I did find out that the big box store, if they don't carry the color stain you're looking for, then they could actually mix you the color that you want. Now that everything's dry, I assemble it, make sure it all looks okay. I still have to square it up. As you can see, some of my stripes are longer than the other part. And slowly gluing everything up. After all the glue is done and once it's dried, then I'll take it back over to the table saw and square everything up, make sure everything looks good. Now all the glue is dry, go ahead and take off all the clamps. Make sure it looks pretty good. Then I'll flip it over and any glue squeeze out on the bottom there, I'll go ahead and just get a chisel and scrape everything off. After I took it to the table saw and squared everything up, I went ahead and just started mounting the back brackets. These are going to serve 2 purposes. one for extra support, and the other is where I'm going to add my wall hanging brackets on. And then once I get these on and done, I'll go ahead and hit it with the sander again to get any stain that might have dripped over, as you can see, or also make sure everything's flush. And then after I'm done with that, I'll just go ahead and torch the ends up, make it look really nice. To finish off the flag, I'll go ahead and put 3 coats of spar urethane. I'll do a light sand in between each coat with 400 grit. And while that's drying, I'll go ahead and make the shelves for the coins. Taking it to my router, just making a little notch in there all the way down. Also, off camera, I went ahead and torched the shelves and sealed the shelves too with the same spar urethane. I find it's easier to do it like this than it is trying to put the spar urethane when I have the shelves already attached. Countersinking the screws. I don't glue the shelves in just in case whoever I make it for, they decide that they don't want the shelves. Then obviously I could just take it off with ease. And after all that, the flag's finished. Thanks for watching, and remember, hit that like and subscribe button. Also, check out our other videos we have on the channel.